welcome back, everyone. We're on time, except for Mark. Mark's not on time, damn it.
Dude, I was talking to that lead, bro. The
I'm
Malibu.
joking. I know.
And you need a hat, Mark. What the hell? How come you don't have a hat? We're hats today. There you go. Perfect.
That's so funny. You know what's interesting on that note for the lead? So you guys are listening in, and Brian, since you're here with us, we got this lead who messaged me through Chime a while back, and we're going back and forth. She's like, "What property?" I'm like, "What property are you talking about?" And then she sends me the address. I look it up on Redfin because I have no other place to look it up where I'm at, and on my phone, I send it over to her. I'm like, "Is this the property?" She's like, "Yeah, that's the one." And I'm like, "Oh, I can find two close to that. It's in Malibu, close to Zuma Beach." And nice. And I'm like, "Mark, you got to get in on this." I messaged Mark at the same time because I checked who the lead belonged to. It belonged to Mark already. I'm like, "Dude, how long have you been?" And then it's all history from there. Now, are you going to go show that property for $4 million?
Yeah, on Sunday.
Sunday. All because, Brian, I literally responded within 30 seconds of her texting me.
So yeah, that speed to lead thing hasn't changed. I don't care what the market is doing, right? Speed to lead is speed to lead. I don't care if it's the greatest sellers market, the greatest buyers market, or someplace in between. Speed to lead matters.
Yeah, it's an emotional thing, guys. It's an emotional thing, and I don't think it's going to change. Mark, you got something for us today. We're going to just go off of your lead.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, Brian is also a coach. He's a longtime friend of mine. And I like him more because he's wearing an LCA hat. So,
I figured I'd bring it. What the heck?
And of course, Mark Rader, he's on the team. He's an associate of mine. We cover the same area because we work together and we play pickleball once a week until his foot got hurt. Now we don't play that much.
Yeah, that was gnarly. That hurt so bad. Oh man,
I feel like I'm missing out.
What's that?
What you got for us?
Well, don't drop weights in your feet. And that's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, I wanted to kind of talk about today with everyone, just kind of something with mindset.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. I'm noticing that there's a lot of talk out there in the business about, things are changing, which is true. There's shifts in the market. A lot of agents are actually leaving the business. Some agents are still coming in. I'm hearing some chatter in the offices that people are, "Oh, it's so slow," or, "Oh, we're going into a recession, blah, 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 my market this, my market that." And there's a lot of negative talk going on that I'm hearing, and I want to flip the script, no pun intended, right? I want to talk about something that I actually, I taught to our coaching business, Tristan, to all the people that attended last week, was 7 lies that agents tell themselves. And today I want to focus on one of them, right? And that's the lie of missing resources, or the lie of resources, right?
I want to know the other 7 too, once you're done, by the way, the other 6.
Yeah.
But
yeah, absolutely.
Missing resources. There aren't enough people that want to transact. Right? Is that what you're saying?
That could be one of them. Anything else ring a bell?
Yeah.
Brian, chime in too. Anything that rings a bell?
Yeah, I don't have enough resources to buy the house. In other words, the house costs $1 million. This is a certain interest rate, and I can't afford that. So I don't have enough resources potentially to purchase.
Yep, absolutely. Another one could be I don't have money to invest in myself in the business for agents.
Ooh, right? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Or I don't have a big enough network. I hear a lot of new agents say that. Agents that I coach at the entry level, productivity coaching level, they say, I don't have a sphere that's looking to move.
Got it. That's a good one, actually. I don't have enough. And I mean, is that even an excuse right now in the world that we live in, where we have YouTube this for free right now, what we're doing?
Yes, absolutely.
Interesting.
Absolutely. When I joined the business, I was 21, 22 years old. So none of my friends were buying, but guess who was? Their parents, their older siblings, their aunts and their uncles, right? I could have said, "Hey, I don't have a big enough sphere yeah, maybe not right in front of me, but if I were to maybe adjust the mindset, then yeah, the sphere would actually be pretty big, right?
Well,
Yeah,
and
true.
I want to challenge this too, Mark. Like when I started selling real estate, this is not an exaggeration. I knew less than 20 people in the state that I lived in.
There you
So,
go.
granted, I didn't
Wow.
get a lot of business from my sphere and I didn't have any past clients, but that's not the only way to do business. And if you're stuck there, you're going to be right. If you believe the only way to do business is sphere and past clients, you don't have any sphere or past clients, I guess you better quit.
Yeah.
So, but there's other things to do, and I'm living proof that you can be successful. I always used to make the joke. I called my sphere and clients on January 2nd. I was done at 8:15. What was I going to do the rest of the year? So, it's there's always other ways, and I love this presupposition. We have all the resources we need to accomplish our desired outcomes.
Mhm.
Imagine if we framed our life that way. And then we just have to determine what those resources are and how to use them.
I feel
Yes.
like I have to repeat that every morning, Brian. We have all the
Amen.
resources. Yeah, I love that because dude, we've been in the business for a while and
Mhm.
we get hit and it hurts mentally, right?
Mhm.
And we're human. So I think starting the day with a set of beliefs that one of them being I do have the resources. I just need to act on it. I think that's key.
Yeah.
Mark, I'd love to dig in as to what resources look like in the current market we're in nationally, right? For the most part, what would that look like? Like, where do we start if I want to say resources for getting business the fastest possible way? Where would I go?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that like starting off the get-go, because some of these things I'm going to list and we're going to talk about might not be in your area or your market, but some of them will be, right? So
Okay.
everyone has resources, but I want to preface it with starting off with saying it's not about resources necessarily. It's about your resourcefulness, right? Not about the
I
resources.
like that.
It's about your
What book did you
resourcefulness.
get that off of, Mark? I love that.
I'm writing my own. Just kidding.
That was good, dude. It's not about the resources, it's about your resourcefulness. I love that. Is this session going to be full of quotes like that so I can write shit down? Brian, are you going to throw anything else out? Because I need to write.
Get a pen and paper out, Tristan. I'll say something else that you're going to want to write down. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to use my resources to do that.
While we're having a little fun, let us know what city, state, country you're from on the chat. We always like to know where you're from. Brian, where are you at?
I live in Boulder, Colorado. I run a team in Northwest Arkansas, but I live in Boulder, Colorado.
Dude, Boulder's great. I love Boulder.
Boulder, Colorado.
Me too.
Yeah.
Mark is out of where are you out of, Mark? Tokyo, Japan today? What's going on?
Yes. No. I'm same as you. Same as you. Conejo Valley, Malibu area. Yeah. Tristan and I live like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes away from each other.
Nice. And we've got San Diego, Mercer Island, Oak Park, Illinois.
Maui.
Aloha.
Maui. We've got Ines Cardi. What's up, Ines? By the way, I love Ines. She's from Portugal. She's awesome. So thank you for always joining. I have no idea what time it is in Portugal, but thank you, Ines. Appreciate you. All right, Mark, back to you, buddy. If I'm going to focus on getting business right now,
yes.
Where would I go? 9 p.m. in Portugal. And then I'll go to you, Brian.
Cool. Yeah. So again, it's about the resourcefulness, right?
Yeah,
so
resourcefulness.
yes, I think one thing is that this answer isn't a one size fits all type of answer. Mm-hmm. This answer is going to cater to each and every person and their personal preferences, right? You look at us, Tristan, we're very online lead heavy based, right? And past clients this year. Some agents are not going to really be into the whole online lead thing, but they're going to be more of a door knocker, right? Or more of a super heavy open house. So I think to answer your question, how to get business right away, really fast, whether you're new or experienced or whatever it is to really lean into what type of prospecting you really like and to run with it. And do not blame the interest rates, do not blame the size of your market, and do not blame not having enough time or energy or so on and so forth, only the person you can blame is yourself. So lean into what prospecting you like.
I like that. Should I just change your name to Marcus Aurelius from now on? Just
There you go. I love it. That's a great reference.
Well, my middle name's Anthony, so you can call me Mark Anthony if you want.
Marcus Aurelius was cooler. Sorry.
Much better.
All right, continue.
But yeah, anyway, so for us, I can speak, a little biased is we're very online lead driven. So for us, we're going to hit hard on the online leads. For those who might not have the funds to really hit hard on the online leads, which is understandable because it can get, quite pricey. There are other services out there, like for example, OpCity. OpCity is a service. Check your local market. I don't know if it's out there where you are, but it's out here in many other markets. Where even offices and brokerages are linked up with OpCity, and it's like an online lead, speed to lead. First one to click it gets the lead. Ask your broker about it. Ask your team leader about it, because it's a free upfront cost for the lead, but you pay a referral fee whenever you close a transaction. So that's a perfect way right there.
Dude, we've
it costs you nothing.
We're always adding to this. So this is our most current one. And if you find one that you use that we should add here, dump it on here. But we get a lot from Ojo and some from OpCity. Referral Exchange is okay. Mellow Homes is Ojo now. So we used to get a lot more from Estately. Brian, do you get anything from any of these?
Effective Agents, Mellow Homes, Upnest, Ojo, Homelight, Fast Expert, Referral Exchange, Agent Prano, OpCity. Yes, those.
Damn, dude, you do way more than we do on these. All right, so I just dumped that into the chat. Mark, that's if our strength is online leads, we go that route and it falls in our wheelhouse. I like that.
I got something right here from Cullum. Our broker decided that they will charge a 50% referral split for Ojo and OpCity, making it not worth it. Okay.
I know how to fix that problem.
Send the referral our way.
That's one way.
Let me send you a link to our brokerage. I'm joking, Colin.
Well, and very seriously though, and it's interesting. I'll tell a story, and I won't say what brokerage I was working with. But I was coaching an agent one time, agent in Houston, and he was trying to build a team, and their brokerage told them they couldn't recruit more agents until every one of their agents had a certain amount of production. And I thought that was ridiculous, because what's the purpose of recruiting? Is one of the purposes is to get the agents who are already in your organization to get a little bit more motivated, because they realize they're not irreplaceable. So basically they were cutting them off at the edge. And so I'm not telling people to change brokerages, but I do think it's important to understand, if you're just going to get slaughtered on every lead that you get, then change brokerages, because there are plenty of good brokerages out there. There's flat fee brokerages, there's cap brokerages, there's a whole bunch of brokerages. It's not 1985. We don't have to be on 50-50 splits on an OpCity. Like, you're on a 50-50 split on my team, and I'm giving you leads and resources. And so understand that you do have a value, and every broker who's listening who hates me for saying this, I'm sorry, but the reality is that you've got to provide value too. And you can't just go out there and say, no, you're not going to have this, you're not going to have this. There's too many options in 2022.
That's so true, man. Mark, what do you have to add to that part?
Yeah, on the other side of the coin, I also want to add that there has never been in my entire life a dollar bill that I have not liked. I have liked every dollar bill that I have earned.
That's interesting, because
I would rather have 50% of something than 100% of nothing.
I mean, we just kind of went over this. So I'll give you an example, real example. All right, where we get Ojo, right? And we get a lead. I'll tell you the whole process, because we're pretty transparent. We get a lead, 2.2 million.
Yeah, just signed the contract yesterday.
All right, 2.2 million listing. Ojo. We later find out, still pretty quick, but later, that they did decide to buy locally as well. And Mark's like, hey, how does this work with Ojo? I'm like, I have no idea, man. My first assumption is we're probably going to have to give him a referral. And so I text Chris Heller. I'm like, Chris, how does this work, bro? He's like, yeah, you have to give a referral off of those. Congratulations on doing both sides, right? Does it hurt? Of course it hurts, right? We don't want to get a referral fee on both of these, but then again, like there's an opportunity there as well. And we create a relationship. They're probably going to refer us business around the same price point with no referral having to be given to Ojo or whoever you get the referral from. So does it hurt? 1,000%. Yes, it hurts. And we're real people. So of course we're going to bitch about it, right? But we're still going to do it because Mark and I, we still love George Washington and Abraham Lincoln and Benjamin Franklin and Andrew Jackson and everybody on those bills. We like those.
I will say this as well. Oh, real quick, Brian, on that note, just because like this happened to us very recently. He has
yesterday, Brian.
Yeah. He has children that are in the buying and selling market, right? And locally in our area. So they're going to refer us that business. He's also a retired firefighter. So I'll be in with all of his friends and family that are in that industry, right? All with big pensions, all with consistent income coming through, right? He also has an apartment complex in Glendale that he may liquidate with his relatives that his father left him. On top of that, too, we only have to pay the referral fee for 24 months upon getting the lead. So after that 24 months, everything is ours.
Yeah, but we don't have to give any on the referral. So
no, we don't. We don't. So that 50%, 35%, whatever percent, it is what it is. Let me ask you guys this, Brian and Tristan. If I had a $5 million lead, I'll ask you, Brian. If I had a $5 million lead looking in Boulder, and I asked you for a 35, 40, 50, I'd say I pulled a Ryan Serhant and I said a 50% commission. It's on a $5 million lead. Are you going to say no right away, or are you going to think about it?
I'm going to try and negotiate. And at the end of the day, between you and I'm going to take it. Now, I'm not going to start there. Yeah. But I'm going to say, hey, man, 50% is pretty steep. And, I'd like to build a long-term relationship with you. Could we do 25?
Yeah.
And you're probably not going to say yes to that, but I'm going to try and land about 35 between you and I. And am I thrilled? So absolutely. And this was what I wanted to reframe this idea real quick. Is that anybody ever bitched about a $1.43 million referral? That you had to pay no fee on. Like if I call you up and say, Mark, I got a $1.4 million referral for you, and I'm going to ask for no fee whatsoever. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, that's the exact same thing as a $2.2 million referral with a 35% referral fee. Mm-hmm. So stop looking at what we're missing and start looking at what we're gaining. Too many people are like, oh my God, look at how much money I gave away. Well, take 2.2 million and multiply it times 0.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the point too, is that you never lost it because you never had it.
Yeah. And here's what's great. We're talking about people starting in the business, and we gave them these free lead sources. And there's going to be people who are going to come up with these objections. Oh, it's going to cost me this. It's going to cost me this. It's going to cost me this. You're focusing on the wrong thing. Take a certain percentage of that money, set it aside, develop a marketing plan, and then take that money and develop your own leads. Whether that's by buying Realtor.com, whether that's by running a website, whether that's Facebook, whether that's pay-per-click, whatever it is. But here's the thing. Well, you just told me you don't have two nickels to rub together to spend on marketing. Great. How are we going to establish that? Well, step one is you got to create some income and stop kicking a gift horse in the mouth, because here's the reality. Ojo, Mellow Homes, all the, Homelight. I've watched Homelight's commercials. You guys see Homelight commercials? I hear them on the radio. So guess what? Those leads aren't free. Like somebody paid to generate those leads. The only difference is instead of you writing a check, which is a liability, because again, I'm pretty new in this business and I don't know that I can convert at a high level. Here's the thing. If I take an Ojo lead and I screw it up, what did it cost me? 0. Now, don't do that long term because they're going to stop sending referrals. But my point is, if I bought a $500 lead, like I've talked to some people, the $1,000, $1,200 leads that they're paying through some of the portals. If you screw that up, you're out $1,200. If I screw up an Ojo lead, I might not get the commission, but it didn't cost me anything up front. And again, if you're like, I don't want to do this, great, take that money and build out a system. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, somebody said, oh, Manoush. What's up, Manoush?
Manoush.
She says a piece of cake is better than no cake at all, right? I like that. Plus, I mean, Manoush, a piece of cake is probably healthier than the whole thing, but just
That's right.
that's on the food side. But Brian, where else should we be focusing if we want business now? Is it still some of the old school ways too, with open houses, database? What are we looking at that's working for you guys?
Think any of that stuff is ever going to go away. I mean, at the end of the day, here's how we sell more real estate. We have more real estate conversations. Plain and simple, right? It's not rocket science. For every conversation, I heard somebody say the other day, it takes 80 real estate conversations to get to a closing. I think that's way, way, way high. I think it's more like 20 real estate conversations. So if that's true, and it's going to vary, Mark's number is going to be different than mine. It's going to be different. Tristan's. We have different skill sets. We have different experience. But at the end of the day, let's just say it's 25 conversations to get an appointment and 2 appointments to get a closing. So I have to have 50 conversations to have a closing. You just pick where you're going to have those conversations. Okay, I can door knock. I can call FSBOs and expireds. I can call Sphere and past clients. I can go to open houses. I can do all these different options. And at the end of the day, I'll say this: if one of these things that you hate, do it until you have enough money to not have to do it anymore. I mean, when I started in real estate, I'm going to guess it's true for you guys too. I didn't have a whole bunch of people begging me to sell them houses. Again, I knew 20 people in the state of Arkansas when I started selling real estate. So I had to do some stuff that I didn't want to do. The beauty is, if you, for a short period of time, if you do the things you don't want to do, you can get some income, and then I can do the type of lead generation that I want to do. And, and again, that's where the power comes in. We can create leverage, but money is leverage, right? Or at least we can use it that way. And if you don't have any money, then the only other leverage you have is your time and your effort. So leverage that until you can get some money to leverage something else. So it's about building a business. Like, it's funny, nobody goes into other businesses and says, well, I don't have a nickel to rub together. I have zero money, but I'm starting a business. Like, what business succeeds with zero money and zero energy? At some point in time, something's going to cause. And by the way, what is money? It's energy. That's all it is. It's energy. So if I'm going to put more energy into it, I can put it in financially, I can put it in emotionally, I can put it in physically. But some energy has to enter the system, or otherwise the system is static.
Yeah. And Luann says open houses for a weekend with tons of signs. I'd have to agree with her for the most part. Those are doing well. And that goes also to Mark's original comment, which I wrote down, Mark. It's not about resources, but your resourcefulness, right? A lot of people are saying, hey, I'm going to have an open house this weekend. They build up to it and they're like, I only got 2 people. Well, then why the hell do you only have 1 open house? Did something else stop you from doing 6, 7 more in 3 days? It always baffles me how people just decide to stop after 1.
Yeah. I've listened to that famous thing about Thomas Edison, and I don't necessarily love that guy, but, every time he failed, he said he failed 700 times before he invented the light bulb, right? So every time he failed, he says, now I know a way that doesn't work. I'm closer to a way that does. So if you go and do an open house and only 2 people show up, the question is that failure or is that feedback? And that's a choice you get to make. That's another mindset. If you look at it and said it was failure because you didn't get a closing out of it, you didn't get a client out of it, then what are you going to do? You're going to say this doesn't work. If you take it as feedback, you might say, hey, I wonder what would happen if I put out 20 signs instead of 2. I wonder what would happen if I door knocked 40 doors before I did my open house. I wonder what would happen if I ran a Craigslist ad, if I ran a Facebook ad, if I put it on Zillow, if we did all of these other things, would I have a different result? I don't know, but you know how you figure it out? You do the different activity and you take what most people look like as failure and you take it as feedback and apply it.
That's true, man. All right, Mark, what else you got for us, buddy? We've got online leads, referral online leads, open houses, definitely. What else are we looking at that's working?
With this changing market, how people are, maybe complaining about how things are sitting on the market longer, or they can't sell homes as easy. Well, guess what that means? Expireds. Expireds are going to be a very abundant, low-hanging fruit. They already are, and they're going to be piling up more and more.
And remember, we're saying go with it if it's your strength.
Yes.
Right. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm terrible on the phone with people and I don't like really, then don't do it.
Or
Don't
you do it, just door knock their house. Actually, your conversion rate will be higher for the most part, except that your ability to reach more expired leads early on in the morning will be less, because obviously drive time and so on and so forth. But your conversion rate will be higher. So if you're a face-to-face person, go for expireds. Go knock on their door.
Yeah, agreed. Ruth says it's hard to succeed if you never fail. Fast failure is a great learning tool mindset. Isn't that the truth, Ruth? I'll add a little piece to it, because I was interviewing the ex-CEO of HBO, Reebok, and Indian Motorcycles just 3 days ago.
Nice.
He said the exact same thing, but he added a piece to the end. He said the key to succeeding after you fail is your adaptability. How fast can you adapt to failing? And right now, that's what we're watching. We're watching people fail, and like, it just doesn't work. I might as well just get out of the business, right? And so I just wanted to add that piece. Charlie says, make phone calls to what is DB, guys? To DB
Database.
Database. Thank you. I'm now current up to 2022 standards. Thank you, Brian. Make phone calls to database while sitting in open houses. Amazing, brilliant. Charlie, going back to what Mark said, being resourceful, right? And Ruth, thank you for that. That's great. I like that, guys. I want to just share something really quick, because we always forget, and I'm not leaving this till we only have 33 minutes left. Never mind. But we left it to the end. Scan this right now. We do coaching. You can come and group coach with us. Brian already sat on one of them, so thank you, Brian. And it's really us diving in deeper. Today's morning call, we dove into online leads. We broke them down really, really well. And snap that. I'm about to take it away, and we'll stop sharing it. All right. What else is working, guys? We've got 2 minutes.
Say this, and it's going to be unpopular with some people, but if you're brand new in the business and you don't have anything to do, find a good team to join. And that doesn't mean you have to be a team agent for 20 years. I'm not suggesting that. But again, if you don't have the resources, you're going to have to create leverage. And it's funny, people look at team leaders as they're using agents to create leverage. I want to flip it on its head. The agents on my team use my resources, my money, my systems, my people. That's their leverage. And again, I'm not saying that because I want you to join my team, although maybe there are some people I would like to join my team. I'm not saying no to that. But I am saying a lot of people look at that and go, I don't want to be on a team. Great. But there's things you got to do short term so that you can get to your long term. I'm not saying stay on a team for 20 years. Hell, go start your own team. That's great. Or go be a single agent, whatever. But if you need resources, you're going to have to find somebody else who's willing to share their resources with you if you don't feel like you have enough.
Great point, man. I like that addition. Mark, anything that you want to add as far as business now?
Yeah. Just want to leave like a little motivational thing, what successful agents do and what they don't do real quick. What successful agents do is they make a connection of what they want, right? They make a connection of what they need to do, and they connect the dots and they make it happen. What they don't do is they don't complain about what they do not have, right? They don't complain about what they do not have, but what they do is they use what they have, connect the dots, and execute. So commit to the process, right? We're all guilty of this.
I want to know the other six. So you did one. What's the other six? Real quick? I just want to go back. And before you say that, commit and adapt. Yes. And I'm going to add something because I want to be real with you too. I mean, I bitch sometimes a little bit and I complain. I'm like, fuck, damn. Shit. Right. It's normal, guys.
We're humans.
Yeah. So don't think that that's not going to happen. The key to it is adapting. So, all right, Mark, what do you got? 6. Give me the 6.
All right. Number 1 is the lie of perfect timing, right? And we can cover these another time because we're out of time. But the lie of perfect timing, the lie of client demands, the lie of time constraints, the lie of over analytical slow decisions, the lie of missing resources. We talked about that. The lie of hard work, the lie of knowledge and arrogance, and that's it.
Well, tell me the lie of hard work. I want to know what's that.
Everyone wants to know that one, right?
Yeah. What's up with
this one? Real quick, this one's a really deceptive one. This one, because you might hear me, you might say, "What do you mean hard work is great?" Yeah, it is, right? But this is the type of hard work where you live in a hustle, work harder mode, And oftentimes a lot of agents, they get stuck in a work harder mode and they say, I just need to double up on this. I want a 10X and that's it. I just want a 10X, or I just want to work harder. I want to put more time into making more money. It's like, okay, what does that mean?
It's not sustainable. Got it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. A lot of agents, they work 24/7, 365 days a week. I mean, a year, and they burn out. They burn out, and they're not even actually oftentimes doing what works. They're doubling down on things that don't work. Right.
Mark, can you put those 7 in Lab Coat Agents? Like, these are the 7 lies that agents tell themselves. I'd love to tag other people on that one.
Yeah. I have a whole PDF on it.
Tag me and Brian, and then just write it out like one-liners. All right, Brian, if people want to join your team, how the hell do they get to you?
Man, I'm on Facebook. I check my Facebook Messenger every day, although, I didn't used to, but I do. And that's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. Just reach out to me at Facebook Messenger. If you've got questions, problems, concerns you want to know, I'm happy to give people time too. You want 15, 30 minutes of my time, I'll give it to you. Eventually I won't be able to do that anymore. At least that's my goal. But for now, I'm very happy to do that soon. It's Mark, coming soon.
How about you, buddy? If people want to join your team, how do they get a hold of you?
If you want to join a team, you hit up Tristan, and then
I'm trying to delegate to you. Damn it! How do people get a hold of you?
Oh man! And if you want to join just the brokerage, I do coaching here as well. But here, I'm going to give you my handle on Instagram.
Even better.
You can just message me there.
There it is. It's Sir Marcus, and then
Donna Brian had a question about repeating number 7. Where are these recorded at?
You know what? I'm going to share this really quick. Just scan this. It'll take you, go to the blog section of this, and you will have all of the recordings that we've done, all the calls, and along with the notes, because sometimes we go into copious notes and processes and systems. You'll get all of that there. It's there for free. So just grab it. It's on the blog section of the main website. So go to the sandwich bar. You'll get it there. Anything we missed, guys? Brian, thank you for jumping on. We appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, bro. Marcus, thank you, Marcus.
Aurelius. It's Sir Marcus Aurelius.
Thanks, everybody. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.